Having set up a tele-urology clinic, compiled data and announced ownership, and then matured through the intricacies of technical considerations to reach at the top through illustrious speakers, it's time to go abroad again, this time by overseas consults. And thank you, Virtual UCCon 2021, for having given me this opportunity to fly you in happy times to overseas consults. Breaking geographical boundaries, overcoming language and religion-based barriers, consulting in far and different time zones, and attempting to do it by synchronous or time-led consults is not an easy job. Not much or no real rules for abroad in the latest telemedicine guidelines do exist, and that will need healthcare guidelines amalgamations of like-minded countries and the cooperation of the whole world, which also would need that the Indian telemedicine guidelines get revisited. Therefore, overseas in happy times, is it possible? Is it feasible with results that we choose and probably want to prove to? What modalities and consults will be available for that, or we need to continue with the same? Our limitations, and what will be the ways forward for us to launch big way in overseas consult, which is a need of the hour. We already do so in transplants, in reconstructions, in robotics, in sensitive subjects like andrology and transgender care. Therefore, it's time for us to answer those difficult questions which still remain. Are there any specific foreign laws or regulations governing the concern of these time video consults with patients abroad? Would a remote second opinion, doctor to doctor consultation will be required as a practice of medicine in a foreign country? Can we lawfully market remote medical services into a foreign jurisdiction? And when and how can we receive identifiable patient data from the foreign jurisdiction as a part of telemedicine process? Which means across the globe, medical practice is regulated all the time. Telemedicine doesn't fit into those traditional laws and regulations of transnational unforeseen updates. Some countries are emerging as telemedicine-friendly jurisdictions, while the others are still waiting to follow suit. There are four important needs to restructure ourselves into a smooth sailing of an overseas consults, and as we are getting stronger in the national regulated consults, which is gaining momentum. One is regulating telemedicine and remote second opinions in overseas consult. It directly means that there's no one specific law or no one as such who regulates in many countries from where the request emanates to you and me. For example, in Mexico, there are only two agencies, but they only regulate local doctors and laws. In Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Telemedicine Unit is of excellence, governs all the aspects only for the nationals. There are countries that have local telemedicine laws could be good and could be very robust, but yet have not come out to accept international laws, while citizens and needies have actually broken boundaries because they are in need. Now, the added laws, practice guidelines, and ethical considerations, they govern patient care. And therefore, defining practice of telemedicine as relevant to international medicine, there's a lot to understand that the remote doctor under the transnational telemedicine laws, the answers and solutions are different from even province to province. So for example, in Canada, the responsibility lies internally with 10 states and 3 territories very separately. Licensing and regulation regime also comes into a very important aspect where which is governed a lot by the overseas patient's patient. For example, in UAE, the prescribing means an in-person consultation. That means physical presence by an Emirati rules or the UAE rules. Just sitting in a country of concern, like sitting for us, the urologist in India, a doctor needs to be actually aware of the local and national needs of the patients in another country. And finally, telemedicine provider becomes a custodian of health and information too. The most sensitive aspect, as much in national, as much international. For example, collecting, monitoring, using, processing, storing, and transferring data has implication and needs and a complete knowledge of all the aspects. More so, the photographs and information divulging even to personal caregivers has to be taken deeply into consideration in international telemedicine. We have miles to go in all this, but more so in sensitive subjects like andrology and sexual health, etc. For example, just to take you forward, in a subject of care called the transgender care or transgender medicine, where I do gender reassignment surgery, there are very variable international laws, country to country and province to province, unless they're open countries like Scandinavia and Italy, with a lot of restrictions. For example, the hormone therapy could be very strictly regulated. The certifications, name changes required local needs and doctors. Consultations can't be recorded in many countries, and patients prefer a very direct connect in gender dysphoria. The post-surgical requirement of a surgeon in India would require a local need for a surgeon in their country. Thus, the needs of a secondary caregiver is always a requirement. Challenges are mounting and therefore new vista are opening up in such situations. Our aims therefore has been in a tele-urology symposium today at the virtual UCCon to be able to go minus geographical boundaries, minus steering guidelines on the subject and go higher in billing, reimbursement, liability, malpractice, intellectual property regulations and data keeping, the clinical research regimens that we need to know, and prescribing medications. The e-commerce regulations, custom transfers, and safeguarding the laws of fraud, abuse, anti-corruption, and compliance comes big way. That means, friends, finally, the overseas consult is an evolution. We need experience of all of us. Both doctors as well as patients have the needs and expectations. The evidence that is missing and gathering fresh in the era of advancing technology and global pandemic will go miles, I'm sure. It's time, therefore, friends, to go global and embrace it huge, because it's time that we can do huge and high by the way we are taking it forward. Thank you so much, Virtual ECCon, for hosting us, and wonderful meeting that is on. Telemedicine and teleurology is finally reaching overseas. Thank you again.